out here after 30 years. Yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm gonna have something because I'm rich in personality, you know, and I'm rich in love. My family love me, and that's really all that counts.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm gonna give you 30 seconds to get my money. He say, what? And the chump swung on me. He swung on me for me asking him about his money. Big mistake. Big mistake. Because as soon as he swung, he couldn't even fight. He had a little size on him, but that's what them dudes be thinking. They got size on them. They think they can rumble or they try to intimidate you. So he was like, what? Boom. He swung a little lazy punch. I slipped that joint in. Boop, boop. And I hit him with an uppercut hook. He fall back in the cell. I go straight in there on him. I'm just start pounding. I'm pounding. And he hollered, I, nothing. I boom, boom, boom. Then some old chump that must have been cool with him came running there. He jumped on my back. And now I'm up in here trying to tussle with two dudes, and we up in this door scrambling and till the police come. The police come, I'm in here scrambling with two cats, right? And I ain't get hurt or nothing. I might have took a couple of shots to the back of the head because the chump came from the backside. But other than that, his face looked like mincemeat when I finished pounding him, But that right there, I end up getting locked up, thrown in the hole, ain't get a dime, all money gone, I ain't get nail dime back because I wasn't able to collect no money. So I'm in the hole, got a fighting charge, end up staying back there for a minute. When I get out of there, they move me to a whole nother area, so I don't never see now one of the chumps again. If I had you know, but yeah, but that should have told me right there to steer away from this type of foolishness, because it was a lose-lose. I lost all the way around the board. I lost the money. I lost out on where I was at in the dorm I was in. I was in a good, decent place. Lost out on everything, man. You know what I'm saying? So that should have been a lesson learned, man. But unfortunately, it wasn't. You know, it wasn't. I waited a while. I stayed away from it. I told myself in my mind, man, leave this stuff alone. Woo, woo. But like I said, at the time, I'm young. I ain't gonna say dumb. I say unintelligent. And you know, and I was hard-headed, man. And like I say, I had already been bitten by the bug, the adrenaline bug of playing, you know. So I continued to play, man. I continued to play. I remember being in another zone and they was playing for a while and I was ducking it and avoiding it. And next thing you know, I'm right up in the game, right there, playing, betting, you know, going through the same motions, man. And when I end up getting moved, man, and going to prison, I had told myself when I go to prison, man, you know, stay away from that, because I heard so many prison war stories about poker, man. Dudes getting killed, you know, stabbed to death, beat to death, all types of crazy foolishness, man. And I said I was gonna stay away from that foolishness, man. And I was trying to, but like I say, once you get in there, and it's no different. It's no different than the jail. Besides, it's bigger, broader, and more violence and more chaos. But the boredom is still the same, because if you're not involved in certain things, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna be bored. Like me, I was never involved with the, you know, getting high and all of that stuff. That is a big part of prison too, where dudes spend their whole day hustling, grinding, scraping and scratching to get money just so they can get high. You know, and that's a big part of the poker too, because you got the dudes that come to the poker game and their main objective is to win enough money to go take it to the dope man. You know what I'm saying? So that's another part of the poker that I ain't explained yet. Neither is the dynamics about, it's different than it is out here in the real world. When dudes play poker out here in the real world, then, you know, you sit down and you play, and the objective of any type of gambling, the name of it alone, gambling, is to try to win. To try to win something. You know what I'm saying? That's what the gamble is. You taking a chance on losing something to try to win something greater. That's the gamble. So that should be the goal, to win more than you brought to the table. So out here in the real world, you could go get in a poker game or whatever. If you winning and you to the win, you go to a game with $100 and you win $1,000 and you want to cash out because you $900 to the good, then that's what you're supposed to do. That's what you expected to do. Not in prison. See what I'm saying? Because you dealing with the ego, the emotions, and we in a confined environment. When you sit down there to play poker in prison, man, them dudes expect you to sit down there and play until, like, if the game is for one whole count period, they expecting you to play the whole count period. If they're going to come back out after the count and play some more, they expecting you to play. They want you to play all day where it's, when you look at it, it's asinine. That's stupidity. But that's what they expect. Because if you go get in that game with $100 and you win $600 and you cash out and you don't want them people $500 and they can't get it back, everybody at that table is got a problem with you. Everybody at that table have got a problem with you. They mean mugging you. They want to hurt you. They talking, you know, they trying to agitate a problem because they feel like you done took their money out of the game where they can't get it back. No matter what, it's $500 going out of the game. I can't even win that back. You know, that's the attitude they have. So when you sit down there and play, they expecting you to play all day. If you can last all day and end up at the end of the day a winner, then that's cool. But if you try to get out early and dudes come up with every excuse in the book to try to get out early, man, they larceny, man. You just can't imagine the stuff I'm trying to explain to you. I don't even know if I'm giving it the right words or excitement. I mean, dudes will get in that game, man, and say they get in with $50. And they don't want a couple of hands. Now all of a sudden they sitting over there with like $350 in their hands. They like $300 to the good. Now all of a sudden they want to try to fold every hand. They don't want to play no hand. When at first they were trying to be in every hand till they could win the money, and dudes is betting them. So now you want to try to fold every hand. So you got this dude over here and that dude over there, and now they mad as, man, they hot as fish grease. They like, he folding every hand, you gonna play a hand? But all he trying to do is bad time. Bad time, so he can keep the money that he done won and don't really lose it. And when he do call a hand, everybody nervous then because ain't nobody got a good hand. And you want to call because you want to try to get your money back. But then you know if he calling and he been playing what they call locks, where he won't play nothing but a great hand. So if you do call, chances is he got a better hand than you. See what I'm saying? That's what they call dudes that play locks. Man, they be vicious, man, with that. You done won my money there. You don't want to quit because you know if you quit, dude's really gonna have a problem. Dude might even come step to you. It might just pop off right there. I've seen it, you know. But so your next best thing is to try to keep the money is to keep on folding until you got, that's like I say, a boss hand. So you got to deal with all of that as well. And they call that dudes be saying, oh man, you ain't even giving up a fair gamble, man. You ain't even giving up a fair gamble. I mean, when you look at it, that's an oxymoron. What's a fair gamble? Gamble is a gamble, but not in prison. Like I say, the dynamics is different. So that causes a lot of problems within itself when dudes win the money and then try to hold on to the money or win a hand and they go try to be all that. Then they start doing stupid stuff. Go get somebody to come tell them, say, hey, yo, they might have told somebody, man, if I give you that look, that mean I'm up. Come get me, tell me, you know, you got to holler at me about something. So dude like, hold up, man, skip me about 2 or 3 hands. Let me go holler at him. Man, dude sitting over there like, and he done walked away from the table. He got the most money in his chips. So you can't even win this money because it's not even in the game. The only money that's in the poker game is the money that the dudes bought to the poker game. So if he got the majority of the chips and he's sitting over here jaw-jacking with a dude when everybody's sitting over here trying to win their money back that they done lost, man, dudes get blood mad, man. I mean, dudes get to calling out your name. Then you got to respond to that because you can't be disrespected. So stuff might pop off just from that alone. So all of this, like I say, is within the game, man. And you got to be able to see this stuff. You got to be able to deal with it. And like I say, I know it's going to be asked 100 times, why would anybody deal with it? And the only answer I can come up with you for is, I think, like I said, it's an addiction. It's an addiction. It's an adrenaline rush. And plus, like I say, prison is so bored, man. It's just so mundane. It's like every day it's the same thing. So when you in poker, every day it's going to be something different. You know, you can sit down and play poker all day today and win you know, $700-800, which in prison is the equivalent to out here on the street. Is probably $800 in prison, man. Is probably equivalent out here on the street, probably about, man, $3,000, because what you can do with $800 in prison. You know what I'm saying? It's greater. It's greater. Everything is greater in prison. Everything is greater in prison. If you get $100 worth of cash in prison, it's gonna be worth $200 or $250, because it's cash. It's actual real cash. So you could take an actual $100 bill, if you could get it in prison, and take it and give it to a dude, and he probably gonna give you $150, $200 for it, depending on where you at and what you trying to get, because he want that cash money. He may funnel that cash money back out on the street. He may use that cash money to do whatever it is he may need to do. You know, he may use that cash money to give it to a corrupt police to get some contraband in, anything. So the value of things in prison is greater than it is on the street, which I know is really crazy, but that's how it is. That's exactly how it is. So like I say, when you dealing with money in there, man, and everybody trying to get their hands on it, everybody trying to survive in there, and they also trying to kill the boredom and have some excitement, it just creates so much controversy, man, so much larceny. And like I say, anything can pop off at any time. I've been in poker games, man, where dudes just lose a hand. You know, he just mad because he done went all in and bet all his money on the hand, and a dude called him, and he got mad because he called him. But the dude who actually called him actually beat him. He trying to bluff, but he mad because he done bet so much money, and it's a what you call it? It's like a foregone conclusion or a rule that if I bet this much, then you know I got it. Why would you call it if you ain't got nothing? But you bluffing. So a dude may bluff so hard, but it would lead you to believe he really got something. But another dude sitting over there ain't really got a lot, but he feel like you bluffing. So he called anyway. And when he do that and find out he beat you, oh man, the dude who try to bluff is like, why would you call that and you ain't got nothing? But I called it because I felt like you ain't had nothing either. You had less than my nothing. And obviously I was right. Man, that caused a fight. I done seen dude jump across the table and like, you call everything. Boom, and just jump across the table and punch the dude in the face, and they get the rumbling right there. Rumbling, I'm talking about hard. That done messed up the game. Now everybody scrambling and try to get their poker chips and like, hold on, who gonna be accountable for these? I got my chip. And it's just chaos. Because now the police gonna run in, they gonna break up the fight. Everybody gonna have to go to their separate places. Dudes holding on to their chips. Chips been knocked off the table because of the fight. The house man trying to get control of the chips. He trying to see what's going on in the midst of all this chaos, and the people running in there telling us to get in the cell, get in the cell. So, and depending upon where you at, they might say get on the floor. Then they might come over and try to collect all the chips. You see what I'm saying? Y'all ain't got no business getting these poker chips. No, they ain't poker chips. They just cards. It's just so much because you don't, certain places, where no place you supposed to have the cards marked. So dudes try to cut up the cards, but they try to put a mark on it where they don't look like they marked. For if you get a knucklehead police to come in and look at them, most of the time they come in there, go on about their business, because they know if they mess with these poker games, they know it can get real crazy when you mess with these poker games. Dudes is in emotions, dudes is losing money, and it depending on who it is and how much money it is, dude don't care as the police. Dude he don't care. He gonna snap. You know what I'm saying? So because he know he can lose his money. You know, and if the police come in and take up all the chips, right? Who to say how much money anybody had? But then you got the house man, he's stuck. Because now dude's talking about, man, I had $400, man. You couldn't have had $400 because it ain't even $400 worth of chips with this person, that person. Well, I had, but who's to say? You see what I'm saying? So that's a chance that the dude running the game has to take every day. That if something pop off, then he responsible for all of this money. But every time he sat behind that box, behind it, I'm running the game, he got to take all of that in too. He got to take all of that in as well. So like I say, it's too many tentacles to say all of the things that goes back to this one big base of poker, man. Every time, every day, every game is just so much to deal with that you got to compartmentalize just to run the game. And that's why all this emotions and the drama and the adrenaline is caught up within the games. Because like I say, don't nobody know what's going to happen on any given day messing with this poker stuff. Nobody. You could go sit in there today and it could be a smooth game as much as expected. Just dudes popping off at each other, whatever, and don't nothing happen. But you could go sit in here tomorrow and everybody get to arguing, or somebody get mad they lose, and then somebody just get up and do something crazy. Somebody might get up and just pull a Bethlehem out and just hit somebody. I've seen all of that jump off just in the middle of a poker game. But the dude who running the game, he's still responsible for all that money. Because when all said and done, when all the blood cleaned up and the police then came in and got whoever they got and took them out and them doors opened back up, best believe they're going to be at your door, man. Where my money at? Dudes want that money no matter what, period. If they got in that game and put their money down, they want their money, man. And then, like I say, you're going to have all the larceny because dudes going to, when something like that pop off, somebody going to always say they had more money than what they had. But like I say, you got the house, man. He responsible for that. He got to have a chip count. He got to have what somebody owe or whatever. He's still going to be responsible for everything. So every day he open up the game, all he hoping for, especially that the police don't come in and break the game up, because that's his worst case scenario, or somebody just taking off on him. But other than that, that's his worst case scenario, because when they take up all them chips, everybody going to claim they had more chips than what they had. Everybody going to claim they put this in the game, they put that in the game, all of that. So it's just going to be total chaos. You see what I'm saying? So I can remember, though, like I say, dudes just get to fighting at the table, mess poker games up, with a house man going to have to be responsible for money. And if he don't pay that money, he going to have to pay somebody. He going to have to pay the piper. You know, because like I say, dudes going to fight for that money. They going to stab for that money. They going to do whatever for that money. And it could be anywhere from $5 to $1,000. It don't matter. It's the principle, and dudes gonna want it. You know, just like I told y'all that story before in one of my stories about the dude Tink, when he ain't paid the dude that money, Jesse, man, and they end up out there on that yard, man, in an actual knife fight. They end up in an actual knife fight. You see what I'm saying? Where dude, Jesse almost lost his life. He had to get medevaced out there. You see what I'm saying? So those type of things happen. And people know that. And like I say, they still line up to play every day. I told y'all about when Bo Billy robbed the whole poker game. You know what I'm saying? And dudes still play every day. So it's something that you just can't get around. You can, but you got to have that discipline in yourself. I would tell a dude that's first going into prison, ain't never been in prison before, man, don't never play poker. Ever play poker. Ever. I remember young dudes asking me, man, said, man, you teach me how to play poker. I said, bro, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't even do that to you, bro. I would definitely not do that. Why? I'm talking about, I said, I wouldn't do it to you, bro. I ain't going to play. I just want to know how to play. I said, oh, you going to play? If you know how to play and you learn how to play and you sit in there and you watch them games, you going to know how to play, you know. And like I say, I done seen dudes get so mad and irritated by losing, man, that they do some of the craziest things that you could ever possibly think of, man. I done seen dudes sit in there and lose, man, and get up and leave, and so mad and irritated, they go in the cell, and the first thing they'll sell it say, next thing you know, you heard, boom, 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 they running. He done went in there and jumped on his celly because he irritated about what happened at the table. His celly ain't got nothing to do with it, but he may have been little quirks been going on with him and his celly in there. He might not like the way his celly, ain't clean up the sink, or the way his celly left his shoes on the floor. But he don't say nothing. He been dealing with all of this. But now when he done lost out there on the poker table, and he know everybody out there, you know, probably scrapped and ready to go, because you come to that poker table, you better be ready to do whatever. You better have that Bethlehem on you or close by. So he know that, so he might go in the cell, and then like all the stuff been going on with me and my cell partner, and now I'm losing out here, and he take all that out on the cell partner. You see what I'm saying? He take all that out. It's just because he irritated and he frustrated. You know what I'm saying? So, and man, like I say, you got to be in tune with all of that when you sitting there at the poker, and be focused on your hand. Because like I say, you got dudes that got sleight of hand. You got dudes that play with the cards, man. They nice. I mean, nice. You got dudes in there that can count cards. And you got to be able to notice those type of dudes. They sit there and they got the ability to sit there and watch the cards and be able to count the cards as dudes shuffle them, and they know where cards is going. I know that seems amazing, but you got dudes in there who can do it. Just like I told you, I've met some of the most intelligent dudes in my life in prison, you know, because dudes got skills in there, man, but they just use whatever talents they had in the wrong way that ended them up in prison. But you got some talented dudes in prison, man, in all genres, in all areas, man. And intellect is definitely one of them, you know, because I done seen dudes create things, man, that I just thought was amazing and awesome out of their own brain, and things that I know they could have probably brought it out here in society and mass produced it and been rich, you know. But like I say, the larceny that goes on and the danger that goes on with poker, man, is legendary in prison. I mean, it's legendary. The stories, the incidents is legendary in prison. And the cheating, man, like I say, you ain't gonna never be able to get around the cheating. And everybody in prison know, if you playing poker, everybody who play poker, everybody in prison knows, if you get caught cheating, 100% your life is on the line. 100% your life is on the line. Because you don't know what a dude gonna do when he found out he been cheated out of his money. The money that his people done sent him, his last bit of money, money he done saved up, whatever the case may be, or just his money. You never know what they're going to do when they feel like they've been cheated, man. When they came in there to give a fair gamble, to try to put something down, to win something, you never know. You see what I'm saying? And everybody knows that. And in every game, I guarantee you somebody cheating. If not most of the people at the game, in one way or another. But they just hoping and praying that they don't be discovered and they don't be found out. I.e., I told y'all the story too about my homeboy True. Shout out True. And that was the first story that I told on my YouTube. If y'all go back and watch on my channel on my YouTube, Banky Pam, the first story that I told was about my homeboy True when he ended up stabbing the dude all them times because the dude cheated him in poker. Cheated him. And he almost killed the dude, you know. And he was lucky that the dude didn't die. And I ended up getting caught up in that situation because I was with him. You know what I'm saying? Not with him when he got cheated, but I was with him when he went to straighten the cheat. You know, because of my loyalty to him, because that's my homie and it was my friend. So I just went with him to hold his back, but I ended up getting, you know, late too. I had to suffer some of the consequences of the after effect of what he did, you know. But all of that was because of cheating and poker. And like I say, these dudes would still take these chances on cheating and poker, knowing that their life on the line. Knowing that their life on the line. Now, the things I've seen with dudes cheating, it's legendary. And dudes will do stuff like this. I can remember one game, I was in the game and myself, and the dude who running the game, it was another dude in the game, and every time we played this certain game, and it's called Paduki. Dudes make their own games up in prison too. It's like a lot of games have been made up in prison. It's not original poker games, but they have been adapted as poker games in prison because dudes is creative, like I say. So they got their own games. One of the most legendary games in there is called Paduki. That's a game in there somebody made up. Who made it up, I don't know. But it's played in prison. It's the most played game in prison that I believe. And what that is especially if you play 5-card Paduki, you can play 5-card Paduki, 4 or 3-card Paduki. Mostly it's 5-card Paduki. And when they play that 5-card Paduki, you have to have the best hand that you could possibly have that can't no other hand beat. Is ace, deuce, 3, 4, 5, right? And it has to be in different suits. You know, ace of diamond, club, heart, spade. You know, it has to be in different suits. But if you got that in different suits from ace to 5, you got the best hand. Can't nothing beat you. The best thing can happen is y'all can split the money. If somebody else got the same thing, which the odds are astronomical. But you cannot lose when you had a hand, so you can bet whatever it is that you want to bet. So when dudes get that hand right there, they go all in. They bet because they know they can't lose. So I can remember being in this game that every time they played Paduki, this one dude, he wasn't betting a lot. He never bet a lot doing the hands, but at the end of the hand, he always bet a whole lot of money. And he always pull out this great hand. So dudes was like, man, something ain't right with that, man. Something definitely ain't right with that. And it wasn't. So everybody started watching him, but the dude who was running the game, somebody told him too, said, man, look, man, when we went in for count one time, like, man, every time this dude pulling out all these crazy hands, man, what's wrong with him? So he said, yeah, I noticed it too. So what he did was when we came back out, he paid a dude on the sideline, because when you playing the game, you got to be focused on the table and everything going on. So what he did, he paid a dude on the sideline to stand on the sideline and watch dude. Just keep your eye on dude and let me know if he doing anything funny. And lo and behold, the dude tell him when we go on the next break, the dude tell him, oh yeah, he doing something funny. You need to watch.
The bacon special.
Yeah.
Pure deliciousness.
Pure deliciousness, man. My name is Banky, man. Everybody calls me Banky. That's the name that I got from my grandmother when I was young. I'm coming out here after 30 years. Yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm gonna have something because I'm rich in personality, you know, and I'm rich in love. My family love me, and that's really all that counts.